Hi there, it's Tim, and today I get to review the Hiboy S2 Max. Hiboy sent me another scooter. They sent me the KS4 a little while ago. I thought it was really kind of a solid little machine. We're going to know some big differences between the two, but what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you what I like, what I don't like, and whether or not I think this is a big guy approved electric scooter. But I first have to stop at our favorite burger place right here, Big Wheel in Cook Street Village, Victoria, British Columbia, to feed my camera woman. So what I should share with you is I'm super excited. Today actually is the eve before Canada Day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ride around Victoria, give you some ideas on the way of what I like about the scooter, but I can share with you what I've already experienced in the last few days of riding it around Victoria, and it's been really lovely. It's got 10-inch air inflated tires, a 500-watt motor at the back, a pretty decent sized deck that's really kind of sticky and good. I have big feet, and so whenever I get onto a scooter where my feet actually fit, that's actually a bonus. It's really simple. It's a lot like the KS4 on top, and I'm just going to get Melissa to come really tight here. Up top, just like the KS4, we have a simple brake, but instead of a mechanical brake at the back, it's actually a drum brake, and it's at the front. In the middle, of course, is just your power button, integrated bell up to the left, and then over on the right hand side, the throttle, and it's a kick to start. Next up, I just want to show you how easy it is to fold. At the front, little catch, roll it back, and there's a little clasp at the back. You just have to lift and fit it onto the hook. Whoops. Not the super easiest at the back here for folding, but once it's in place, it's pretty sturdy. Not too heavy. It's about 50 pounds, give or take. The S2 Max has 3 power settings. It has an Eco, Drive, and a Sport mode. In Eco, I'm going around 10 or 11 miles an hour, which is what, about 16 kilometers an hour. It's actually splits it right down the middle. It's 15 miles an hour for Drive mode, and which is what, 24 kilometers an hour. And then it's around 20 miles per hour at the Sport level whenever I'm riding around Victoria. And I'm a big guy, so 20 miles an hour, what's that? 32 kilometers an hour. But I'm a big guy. I'm 6 foot tall, 265 pounds, and it's actually having no problems. It struggles a little bit on the steeper hills with the 500-watt motor, but for actually just riding around town is having no problems whatsoever. Next up, a braking test. I want to find out how quickly it stops. Alrighty, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So give or take 5 yards, 5 meters from 20 miles an hour down to 0 with a big guy on it on a slight decline. I think that's pretty awesome. So what do I like? What don't I like? And is it big guy approved? So number one, what don't I like? The only thing I'm not a big fan of with the Hiboys is the folding mechanism. What I mean by that is at the front, this is no problem whatsoever. I have no problems with this. This is really nice and sturdy, and it feels really sturdy when you're riding around. But this little catch thing at the back, I suppose that after a while you get used to it. But for me, it's just, it's a little bit tricky to sort of get into the right alignment. So I've seen better folding mechanisms, and perhaps Hiboy will get better at that. That's what I don't like. What do I like? Well, number one, I find the speed perfect. I put it in the Sport mode, 20 miles an hour, 32 kilometers an hour. I find that just a lovely speed to be going. If you find that a little bit too fast, of course, you can tone it down and go on Neville Drive, which is like that 15, 24 kilometer an hour mark. It does have a little security light at the front. It's kind of nice. The 10-inch inflated tires smooths out the bumps. What I have noticed at this price point is that none of the scooters have well, they don't have suspension. So without suspension, but with the air-filled tires, without suspension with the air-filled tires, I actually find it pretty decent. The KS4 wasn't nearly as good as this is going over the bumps. It is a bigger unit. It's a little bit heavier, of course. But what I've also found is the range. The range on this is fabulous. I think it's 13.5 amp hours. I'll put the exact size of the battery up here right now. But I took it out yesterday, for example. I was in a panic. I had to get to a soccer game, and my e-bike wasn't available and the car was gone, and I just grabbed this, threw all my stuff on the back on my backpack, and I shot out the door and I made it to the soccer pitch in time, and it had no problems. It was about approximately 10, maybe 12 miles in total, 15, 18 kilometers in total, and when I came back, I still had half a battery, no problem. In fact, I still had 3 bars left on the battery, so like it seemed to think it was only like 70-75% done. I am a big fan of this. I like it. One of the other things I really like about it is the geometry of the actual handlebars. I've tried others like the Ninebot, and I find the Ninebot just a little bit odd up top here, especially when I get going a little bit too quickly. The same with the InMotion S1. I found that was just a little bit odd. I don't know if it's the angle of the actual stem that's causing the issue. I suspect that that's where the issue happens. Again, that was just at high speeds. This is solid. I think this is going to be a really, really good. I like the orange as well, by the way. I think the orange little accents is kind of cool. But I think this is going to be really, really good, especially for big guys. I've had no issues whatsoever. And I said, I'm a big, heavy guy. It's been getting me around town, no problems. Thumbs up, big guy approved. Going for a burger, going for a burger. Woohoo!